Oh my God, I just feel like I just got like, wow, man. Something just happened to me. There, what the fuck just happened, man? What was that? He just kind of like kept going. Okay. I'm just gonna pick up right here.
You're ugly as you look like a
Look in the fucking.
You look like a Ethan.
So somebody's just saying that Ethan looks like a I thought this was a Hasan content.
Feel bad for you guys. Ethan Klein,
Bro, what is this? Can somebody like tell me what I'm watching right now? What is on my screen? Okay, so what we're picking up so far, because we kind of started halfway through, is Hasan took a picture with some guy that called Ethan, like said that Ethan looks like a and said that he looked gay in a picture. Okay, yeah, you know, it would have been cool if like Hasan was like, what the f-? But I mean, I maybe Hasan didn't know that he said Ethan looked like a, and maybe he just like okay. I mean, yeah, Hasan should have said something. Somebody Hasan knows. Okay. So maybe there's like a lot behind this guy that was just on my screen that I don't know about. There's no way he didn't. Okay, is that person like a type of influencer? All right, I'm just gonna watch.
And over time, I started to learn that my co-host, he really likes terrorists.
They do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you... Look! You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing this. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
I don't have an issue with them, let's just say. But they are a terrorist organization. Like, they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well,
he is regarded as a pretty brilliant person in terms of, like, everything that he's done.
Then I saw clips like this where Hasan is explaining how he's hiding his power level to funnel in normies into radicalization.
I think that in the short term, in order to combat against that, you have to advocate for a much lighter form of propaganda. One thing you have to do is advocate for a lighter form while simultaneously still doing agitated propaganda that goes beyond social democratic ideas.
You do your part in the funnel for the cause or whatever the you want to call it. You're doing, in my modest opinion, a great thing for the cause.
Now listen to Hasan during our very first conversation lie to me about how he's a social democrat to hide his power level.
We should move towards a Sweden-style economy or a Norway-style economy, which would be a social democracy, and protections for workers like higher unionization rates.
Hell, he's proclaimed it loudly that he is a self-described propagandist.
Yeah, he told me that too when he came on my TikTok live. He was like straight up like W propaganda.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you even play it.
A propagandist is much more than someone with a bias. It's someone who knowingly lies to further their political agenda.
Okay, so first, I'm gonna critique what Hasan just said, as well as I have a critique for Ethan. So first of all, I definitely do think that Hasan being like ultra far left, and then like lying like we saw in that clip about like moving towards a Swedish model, or I guess like I don't know, I probably specify like telling half truths. Because I spoke with Hasan. I know that Hasan does think that we need to head towards a type of Swedish social democrat model. And that's as far as we're going to be able to get in like maybe our lifetimes towards socialism. That is true. That is still like coherent and could align with like a socialist worldview because it's just steps in the right direction. But I would say that Hasan would be significantly more based in my mind if he was just like a straight up social democrat, you know, if he didn't think that we need to take it one step further and get rid of like government as a whole. Like that's a little bit too crazy. And I do think that Hasan kind of misrepresenting that a little bit by saying that, you know, he just wants like a social democrat model like we see in like Nordic countries is a misrepresentation. But I don't think that misrepresentation is a big deal at all. I would love for somebody to convince me that that is a big deal. In my mind, advocating for progression towards a social democrat model is a good thing. That's communism? Yeah. Well, he told me and Parker that he wouldn't be opposed to like a stateless, classless, moneyless society. But then Parker was able to drill him down like a minimal government, but he still said that he wanted to be opposed. So I think that from what I've heard, he's kind of like in between that socialists and communists. I actually don't know where he is. But I do think that like kind of like the switcheroo type of technique of telling some people that you want a social democrat while being like communist or socialist, it's kind of weird. You know, stand behind what you want, stand behind what you believe in. But I don't think it's a big deal at all. And then also like here with Ethan saying that Hasan, what did he say? There's like that propaganda is like intentionally lying to people. Well, I think that he was able to kind of set that up well by playing the clip of Hasan being like, I want to move towards Sweden and I'm a full-blown propagandist. So then it seems like Hasan is like intentionally lying to people about his like quote unquote power level of how far left he is. And that's why he's a propagandist. But I'm pretty sure when Hasan calls himself a propagandist, he's just being like hyperbolic, and he's basically just stating that he wants to get as many people as possible to believe in what he says by pushing a certain narrative, not by like intentionally lying. Someone in the chat says, Dean, just stop talking. You're going to lose tons of followers. Just stop. Well, I mean, I'm going to speak my mind. I understand that, you know, there's going to be a lot of people watching that love Hasan, people that hate Hasan, etc. I'm going to speak my mind. You know, it's kind of what the entirety of the existence of my platform is predicated on.
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the planet, dude.
What the? What do you mean, Hasan? Okay, all right, you too.
Dude, I hate liberals, dude. I hate them. I hate them so viciously.
Oh man, what is that? What? Come on. I'm not half bad, Hasan. That's crazy.
Sorry, dude. I hate liberals so much.
Did this man sit next to me for 2 years and pretend to be my friend?
Dude, liberals are a burden on this planet, dude.
Oh my god! Come on! I'm not a burden on this planet. Come on!
Liberals are the most, like, scummy, vile...
Jesus Christ!
Idiots. Liberals
Oh my god!
are incredibly stupid. I hate these petulant liberals. Dumb
Jesus Christ!
liberals.
What else is someone this sociopathic capable of?
Liberals are some of the easiest to manipulate people on the planet, dude.
Was I being manipulated this whole time?
Oh my god, I just feel like I just got like, wow, man. Something just happened to me. There, what the just happened, man? What was that? You just kind of like kept going. Okay. You just kind of kept going there. It just, you know, I've had a guess. It's out of context. It's all out of context. Hasan doesn't hate me. It's out of context. Okay, actually one more thing. I feel like, okay, I'm going to be objective. I actually do feel like Hasan was probably being like hyperbolic with that. Hasan was like probably not telling what he actually thought. The reason why I say that is because Hasan has been kind to me. I'm a liberal. Even like off stream, he's been kind to me. So if Hasan like genuinely did hate and despise, he's kind to you because he wants your audience. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's like, that's like a way to look at the picture. So what? So okay. Yeah. It's we're gonna see about a 50. Okay. So there's two possibilities. that either Hassan is literally grooming me, and those clips weren't out of context, or like I guess maybe like you wouldn't even need context, and there's just something hyperbolic or false about what he was saying. Rewind 5 seconds. Okay, that's what he said. So I guess the question now is, was I getting groomed by Hassan? Bro, can somebody like download this and edit all of like the parts of Ethan talking out? Like, I would much prefer to be watching a video where I'm just like watching clips of Hassan. Like, Ethan's commentary is just like unnecessary for me. You know what I mean? Okay. I'll give my take on this. So, labeling like Hamas like freedom fighters and kind of like being okay and like kind of explaining away some of the bad things that Hamas has done by saying the resistance isn't perfect. I disagree with that. I do disagree with that. I think that it is so totally fine to condemn Hamas while condemning Israel, the state of Israel, the leadership of Israel, and every single IDF soldier. And in fact, I actually think that that is a better position because it's more likely to be adopted by a broader audience. You're not going to be able to convince that many people that they should hold this conception of the pro-Palestinian view that would include acceptance of Hamas through rhetoric like it's not perfect, but they're freedom fighters. I feel as if you could hold a significantly better position that is much more consumable by so many more people by condemning Hamas while simultaneously accepting that innocent humans are dying and Palestine needs to be freed, and the state of Israel is committing ethnic cleansing and war crimes. So I can say I do disagree with that rhetoric.
Oh, I almost forgot the most fun one. They brought back slavery.
We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do.
That lines up with leftist values. All right, so these
Okay, yeah, if Hezbollah brought back slavery and he's defending Hezbollah, what the hell? Terrible position.
guys are clearly the bad guys. So my question is...
Yeah, sure. Anybody that brings back slavery is clearly the bad guys. Yeah. But I know nothing about the Houthis. So I'm actually going to predicate that on an if-then conditional. If they brought back slavery, then they're the bad guys because slavery is bad.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were, by the way, just so you know. These musically gifted.
Okay. So insofar as all the content that would surround Hassan and his takes and considerations concerning the Houthis, I don't know anything about the Houthis. That is one global subject that I'm just simply not educated on at all. Feel free to scrutinize me for not educating myself on that. But I hope that you won't scrutinize me for not educating myself on that prior, because I will now. But I will say that it is important for me to understand what who the Houthis are prior to making a determination if Hassan's statements concerning them are justified. Do you look into them? Okay, yeah. If they're playing like a video from the Houthis, and the Houthis is considered like a terrorist group in America, and Hassan's not present, that's pretty negligent.
So let's review his claims. His first claim is that the boat is headed for Israel. It's not. It's going from Turkey to India. Next claim is that it's owned by an Israeli company. It's not. It's being chartered by a Japanese company, and the boat's owners are registered in the Isle of Man. I'd like to remind everybody that the crew that...
Okay, that's really bad. If that's true, that is really bad. If that's true, that's pretty bad. Like I said before, that is wild. Hopefully there's not a defense to that, right? Does Hassan, I don't know if he's talked about this at all, but if he has talked about this, does he kind of own up and be like, that's crazy? Does he admit that he shouldn't have done that? Somebody says L take. I don't feel like that's an L take. watch Hassan's. Okay, so Hassan does have a response to this, or Hassan doesn't have a response to this. If you're going to play like a video from an organization that America considers to be terrorists, I feel like the least you could do is at least be there to see what is said. So for all of these conversations surrounding the Houthis, because I don't know who the Houthis are, I will like seriously just like have to hold off on like most opinions. Of course, like there's like some opinions I can like form without knowing who they are. Like just knowing the base facts that the US considers him a terrorist organization and that like Hassan like left the room while playing one of the videos. Like that's condemnable without knowing anything about the Houthis, just because of the pure negligence alone. But for like a lot of the other stuff, I have to know more.
Now we come to our sweet, beautiful, cute little TikTok twink. This hairless young man is the
Bro, dude. You know, okay. I don't think that it's okay to like call people twinks like that. Especially like I don't know, when like straight people do that, I just kind of cringe. I cringe really hard.
We're big fans of the Yemeni music videos. You could tell them that. I want to ask him about the knife. The knives are sick. What's up with the knives? You know, the curved knives.
If one of those knives comes out in front of you, it's not going back until it has blood on it.
Oh, okay. My bad. Well, I mean, I think it's cool though.
What the? So far, what I've gathered is a couple things. So first and foremost, what came before we got on to like Hassan supporting the Houthis? Because I feel like there's some more valuable. Okay, yes. So, him like on liberals. I think that was like antisocial is kind of like weird, honestly. Like that was odd. Now like. I'm curious in learning like the framing of the statements, and like I definitely think it's just like weird for somebody to be like, I hate liberals, they're all so stupid, scum of the earth, I hate them all. Like not like I guess like just like the default on libs is a little antisocial now. Like if I had to guess, he was probably on the libs because of like the institutional democratic support for Israel. If I had to guess the context, it would probably be something surrounding that. Now, like, I can agree. I very vehemently disagree with, like, the institutional democratic support for Israel. And, you know, a lot of the propagated, you know, semblance that we see in that in a lot of liberals, where liberals will support Israel. But, like, obviously, I'm a liberal that doesn't support Israel. I know many other liberals that don't support Israel. And when you just kind of say all liberals, it doesn't leave room for that nuance. And I disagree. But obviously I don't know the context. But I just I that kind of wait, he's saying leftists over liberals and he's right. Okay, well, I understand if you hold like a leftist position, you're gonna think that socialism or communism is better than than a social democracy. And I obviously don't mind somebody holding that position. Like, diversity of thought exists for a reason. Debate exists for a reason. You know, we're supposed to be able to intelligently converse about these things. And obviously, it's going to be a given that if we disagree on something, you're going to think I'm wrong. That's entailed. But I don't think that that implies that you should hate me for some beliefs. I think, obviously, some disagreements can entail hate justifiably. But I don't think like a disagreement between a social democracy and socialism should entail hate. And I disagree with that. I obviously disagree with that. To be fair, neolibs, pretty cringe. Well, you didn't say neolibs. You just said all liberals. Wait about how you hear Ethan talk to various groups. I don't give a shit about Ethan. I'll condemn him if he's done anything bad. And when I say I don't give a shit about Ethan, I literally mean I don't care about him. Like, I'm here to learn from Hassan and what he has said and my reaction to it. And honestly, if there was a second version of this that just didn't include anything about Ethan, That'd be awesome. You know what I mean? I've never watched Ethan's content, just somebody else on the internet. And the only reason I state it like that is because, you know, I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, if you disagree with Ethan on this one thing, or sorry, with Hasan on this one thing, that means that you support Ethan. Or, oh, look at what Hasan said. Well, Ethan did worse. Okay, if Ethan did worse, he deserves to be held accountable. If Ethan's done bad things, Ethan deserves to be held accountable. But I'm by no means like a fan of Ethan, nor have I ever watched his content, apart from literally this video.
The execution we will carry out on all Zionists, with the lovely depiction of a man impaled through his ass and out of his mouth with a pike, or how Hasan likes to say it, a pike for a cut. Okay, why would he retweet this article called Houthis Use Social Media to Boost Global Prominence and Support? Israel falls. Wait for the new operation in Tel Aviv.
That's crazy. How do you feel about that? Like calling for like the public execution via like wooden rod through body for all Zionists. Because see, me personally, I disagree with that. Okay. Now, for like individuals carrying out war crimes and innocent people, solitary confinement for the rest of their life, and if they die while they're trying to kill people, I will not give a single, not a single, but calling for like the deaths of all Zionists, I do disagree with that. I think that's pretty gross. Then again, like, I don't support the death. It's very rare that I support the death penalty. And Hasan had this guy on his stream. Hasan had this guy on his stream, and this guy is just like calling for like mass death and called him Luffy. Is there a defense to that? Like, I think that maybe like a conversation. Bro, he's a kid in Yemen. You want him to love Israel? No. Why? Okay, what is going on with like the like false equivocations in the chat insofar as like how I feel from so many people? He's living through a genocide. Yes, I agree. A kid. Yeah, I think like in that circumstance, like I can like put my shoes in the perspective of an individual that is like literally living through a genocide, living through an ethnic cleansing, that is also young and like understand like where like those radical beliefs are going to come from. Okay? Like descriptively speaking, I could see how like living through particular living conditions lead to radical beliefs, but I don't think that that means I have to accept the radical beliefs, and it certainly does not justify them. And I don't think it should be normalized either. Here, I don't, so insofar as like the equivocation between a Jewish individual and a Zionist, I mean, I've always like categorically separated like Jewish individuals from Zionists. And I would say that, I mean, of course, I don't know who this guy is, but like from what I've seen on screen, like Ethan being like, oh, it's obviously just the case that he wants to kill all Jewish people. I see that equivocation made often, especially like I've even had that equivocation made to me by so many people. Like I've been called anti-Semitic for, disagreeing with Zionism. It's called context. Yeah. Is there context that would demonstrate that this guy, when referencing Zionism, is just like seriously just referencing Jewish individuals? And maybe that context would be like lie a little bit deeper insofar as, yeah, he has. Okay. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would honestly here, what I would say would be like the best thing for Ethan, like what he should have done instead, is instead of being like, well, obviously he's equivocating, like maybe to people that are not involved and educated on these things, to like lay out the reasons why. And then on top of that, make an argument that even if he wasn't referencing all Jewish individuals, like still yet calling for the public execution of all like Zionist individuals is unjustifiable as well. He did it right before. Okay, if he did, I'm sorry. I'm like seriously brain rotted right now. You showed it 30 seconds before. Okay, well, that's my bad. Holy shit, man. It's like everything that I said, every comment that I made, half the chat was like, W take. The other half of the chat was like, you're a piece of shit. I think where I stand, right? Somebody said nice farming. I was getting more views earlier when I was debating. What the f do you mean nice farming? Be real. Be real. Be real. Be real. Here are some of my takeaways from some of the things in which we've just observed there. So, first and foremost, Hasan's statements towards liberals, antisocial and weird. But like, honestly, do I think that should end Hasan's career? No. But I would like to see Hasan update that position because it is bad, as well as it alienates a lot of people on the left from growing in a more, from a more progressive direction. I think like when you like call all liberals like stupid, dumb, and you like advocate for hate, well then all of a sudden you are isolating from drawing liberals further to the left. And if your goal as a leftist is to draw more people further to the left, alienating a group of people that, you know, some of which has good intentions and believes that what is best for humanity should be the case, away from your bubble is antithetical to what you'd want to do in that position.